How's it going? I hope you're doing as good as I'm doing, because I'm not gonna lie, words cannot describe how absolutely exhausted I am. This is probably one of the most rare workouts I've had in the longest time, where so many things came together to where I had no energy. I should have had very little chance of hitting any actual good weight on my squat because I wasn't going heavy on my clean and jerk today. And lo and behold, the positive environment, the homies supporting me just fully mentally committing to it and being okay with the idea of like, it's all right if I don't hit it, but I'm going to go into it like I'm going to fucking destroy these weights. And, by the end of it, I put in the absolute maximum, not just effort, but intensity that I truly had. I was joking with a homie after my clean and jerk, so I was so tired from all the stuff I've been doing. Just for some context, yesterday I talked about it a little bit, but I took too much pre-workout because I haven't done pre-workout in a long time, and at least not with the stim stuff. And I was way too tunnel visioned, and it led to a big crash at the end of the workout energy wise. And again, these are not me trying to make excuses, all my own fault, but I just figured I'd give the context anyway, because it's always good to get it out. But had a great workout, don't get me wrong, but I put in a lot of energy yesterday that was a little too much energy for the week of lifts that I had in store for me. So there's that. And then I got about again, my own fault, I went to a homie's house and didn't get home till pretty late because I had an exam today that I had to study for all day today, so I was up till midnight editing videos last night. Again, all my own fault. Should have been ahead of my schedule, but it is what it is. I made it work. I'm not going to just sit there and be sad that I don't have a lot of time. I just got to full commit and suck it up and make the most out of what could have been a shit day, And I truly did make the most. So I slept for about 4 to 5 hours, got up early 6 or 7, got on campus around 8, and just studied my ass off and took my exam, and did not get done with all the work until about 3, I want to say, 3 p.m. And very happy with my effort. Again, no regrets. I love the fact that I'm able to mentally put in the most positivity and grind that I can. And I only missed 3 questions on my exam, which was awesome. But then I got home, took a little cat nap, woke up and realized, oh shit, I'm rep maxing my squat today, and I'm already beat from yesterday. So it's just one of those days where I was like, you know what, it'll just be one of those days where it's okay if I don't do as much as I can. I'm just going to put in that maximum effort like I always do. And I'm going to tell you now, physically, oh, good God. Oh, good fucking Jesus Lord. 7, I feel like I'll just give it a 7.5, flat in the middle, It would have been a 7 if not for the energy that I, for some reason, had at the end of my squats. But 7.5 because I brought it back, and the clean and jerks were honestly pretty good, and I'm getting a lot better at using my hips in the dip and drive rather than letting my hips shift forward on the way back up, because that's what makes me push on my front foot too much. But yeah, I managed, last program I got to 395 for 5, and I wanted 6, and I surprised myself so much by hitting 405 for 6 today. It was insane how close it was. I joked to a buddy of mine that I wanted to get as close to an RP 9 or 9.5 if you were to put it on that scale as possible, because I don't like going to absolute failure on these types of days. And just sometimes it just happens, man. I didn't want to go for a 10, but I'm mentally committed, and I wanted to put in the best effort that I had, and I had that 6 rep in me somehow. So it was an RPE fucking 10, 6 rep max. There was no energy left in my soul. I shit you not. Normally on the 5th or most of the time on the 6th rep, if I'm really pushing it on a rep max, I'll get a little bit of pins and needles in my core just because of the volume from Olympic lifts, and I never wear a belt, so it's a lot more core work than it needs to be, since I don't wear the belt, but I like it that way. But yeah, no, I picked the weight up, and not just my core, my entire, like, from right below my chest line all the way down to my groin and my quads were fully, like, vibrating pins and needles, almost numb, just from picking the weight up. I was astonished at how little energy my body actually had left. But again, like, if I pick the weight up, I'm going for it. I'm going to full commit no matter what. It's okay if I only get, it's okay if I get 1, it's okay if I get 2, 3, whatever my body had in store, it's fine. But I'm going to put in my best actual effort. And I did it, man. Shit, my homies were like, you were moving way too fast, man. You got to breathe. And I'm like, you have no idea how little thought there was in that set. It was like, not that I felt like I was going to black out, but it's one of those lifts where, like, I have no recollection of that lift. I just got the video. I know I did it. I know I put in my best effort. But if you ask me how I felt while doing it, there's no memory. My head was going numb. My arms, my chest, my back, my head, everything. I felt like I was, like, blacking out on weed. Like, how you get, like, the fuzzies, like, really bad. I don't smoke anymore, but I hate that shit. And so on that 5th rep, when I felt my skull go numb, I was like, oh, I just gotta send it. I just gotta fuck, And so again, it was not a rep where I thought I was going to be injured for sure. Like, if I felt it was going to be a bad rep, I would have just dropped it right away. But I felt I had the energy for it. My back wanted to round, but I did manage to fight it back, which I'm very, very proud of in its own as well. So again, I can talk about the form all I want, but it is really, really hard and difficult for anybody to think about your form when you're doing the heaviest weight you can. You just kind of have to grip and rip, mentally full commit, and go for it. And sometimes it doesn't work out, and that's okay, but sometimes, so rare. Like, I'm telling you, this is like a 1 in 1,000 workout. Not 1,000, but like 1 in like 100 workout, at least. And man, it went. And I'm ecstatic about it, but I am going to be changing some stuff around. A really good friend of mine, Desmond, I name drop him sometimes, he gives me a ton of programming advice since I do it on my own. And he was like, yeah, just keep in mind, like, I get that you have a lot more energy and you might be okay with this, but if you do 3 rep maxes in one day, because yesterday I did snatch, overhead squat, and snatch pull, you might be dead for the rest of the week, even though you've had experiences that might say otherwise. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll keep that in mind. Like, I do want to at least give it a try and give it the commitment that it deserves so that I know for myself whether or not it really works or not. Because I am a full believer that you should experience everything once with weightlifting, as long as you keep your body's physical health as a priority. And I definitely got called out. He fucking called it. And I'm very grateful to have great advice like that, and I'm very grateful to be humbled like this and get to have such a good experience anyway, So, fucking, we're over 8 minutes into this shit, but I gotta still tell you, mentally, I'll give it, I will still give it a solid 9, just right on the money, I think it's just right on that cusp, because it was a great day, believe it or not, so much going on. I was working, I literally ate a bowl of cereal, studied for 7 hours, drank 2 Mountain Dews, and just got some Publix chicken and mac and cheese and went straight to the gym. Like, it was a day, especially after my workout yesterday. Normally, after a really hard snatch or clean and jerk day, I want to have, like, as much rest as possible in my normal daily schedule, and it just was not it. But again, I'm grateful. You gotta, even though the fatigue seriously caught up to me way faster than I thought it would, but again, I gotta be grateful that, first of all, insane that I even got to hit this lift on its own. And again, I was dying, so there's a good chance I might be able to put some more weight up, because I have I have 2 days in my peak week where I try to do a comfy failure rep max on squat for whatever the volume is set up for that month. So I'm doing sets of 6 all month right now. And so this was the first day. So because I was so dead today, but still managed to pull through and do my best, even though I felt so shitty, I got to remember, like, this means I probably have more energy for more weight. This probably means It doesn't even, you don't have to even pull conclusions from it. It's just a matter of it went so well considering all of the possible negatives you can draw from it. I'm always saying it. You can be as negative as you want, but there are always just as many positives. And I didn't get hurt. I literally had a friend help me learn how to back roll today. I've never back rolled with, if you know, like the rolling thing, like the cylinder thing that you roll your back on to stretch. I've never done that, and it helped a lot. And I'm going to just, it's just the positivity that I needed. If there were no homies today, I probably would have stopped after 365. Just because I really was not feeling it. But, and again, I'm glad I got to rewrite the program a different way, because imagine if I was rep maxing my clean and jerks today too. We would not be squatting. Like, it would be fucked. I would be injured right now. So this is why your experiences are so important. It's okay if all that fatigue and that buildup gets back to you, and you might be feeling a little shitty for a day or two, or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, who the fuck cares? But take the time to prioritize your body and learn from it, and then come back better. Because these few days where you may feel like shit are a very insignificant small amount of time in the long term. You always have to stay consistent. You can't miss these days, but they are not going to be like days so bad that they drag you down, as long as you keep your body's health as a priority. I didn't get injured, so I can bring it back. I can learn, and I can do better. And that is what is so fucking important about this shit. So, I guess just look at me and learn. I definitely wish it could have been stronger and felt a little bit better. Wasn't, not so much like it gets scary when you get so close to your upper back rounding on a back squat, because last time I did that, like a year ago now, I pulled my entire mid to upper back muscles, I forgot what they're called, but the ones that are the closest to your spine, your middle back muscles. I pulled it all the way from just around where your lower back starts, all the way to my traps, because of how bad the round was, because I fully committed to it when I really should have just dropped it, because I knew I had no energy. But that was back when I was ego lifting and not prioritizing my body. So I guess today, I know this is not a focused video on some certain topic or whatever, but learn from my fucking experiences. I'm always going to learn from the shit that I do, but something I'm so grateful for is I can go online and look up millions of videos and references and articles. There are literally millions of shit telling me other people's experiences, or showing me other people's experiences and the way that they injured themselves, or the way that they overcame some sort of fatigue or plateau, or how they optimized their body and their program so that I could get to the point where I am today. Even though today was not as good a day as I wanted it to be, I still did so great, and I got to give myself credit for that. And remember that I'm going to do so much better in the long run because of this learning experience. So take it with a grain of salt, of course, always, as I always say. But look at what I'm doing, and don't take it as fucking gospel, but look at it and be like, if I'm feeling a similar way to what he's talking about, there may be something to it, Or even if any of you had a fucking squat day today, and you're feeling similar to how I did, where you just had no energy, and there was so much more stress on your quads because your core was just fully numb and dead, and you almost lost the technique, but you drove through it, but it was still scary. Think about what you got to do to overcome this in the long run, So for me, I still got to work out tomorrow. I'm not going to hurt myself, but I'm going to put in my best effort, and I got bench, so it'll be a little bit less strenuous, at least when it comes to the full body. But I got a full rest day after that, after my bench day tomorrow, and then I'll have my clean and jerk day. And so instead of doing what I have in the program, where I was going to do the 3 rep maxes for clean and jerk, front squat, and clean pull, I'm going to just rep max my clean and jerk and do percentage-based lifting for my front squat and my snatch and my clean pull, so that I don't hurt myself, because that's the main priority. It's okay if I don't get to go as heavy or as hard as I did the other day. It's just about making sure that you end every workout feeling fucking stellar. I hate it that there's a stigmatism about how, I don't know if that's the right word. It's just it's a norm to think that you need to feel like you're dying when you're leaving the gym, or you can't feel your legs and you're just wobbling out to your car. I hate that. I get if you're a bodybuilder, you may want to feel sore or like stiff to a point, or like just really like tight muscular wise. When it comes to strength building especially, and I think a lot of bodybuilders would agree with this too, you want to end every workout feeling like you got more for tomorrow. Like, again, if you got a rest day tomorrow, then like a little bit more lenient, you know. But if you got to remember that the harder you go to that point more consistently over a long period of time, you are so much more likely to get injured. You know, it's very, very fucking terrifying. So, you know, don't take it to heart, but just, you know, look at it and be like, okay, well, I've done a little something similar. Or even on the other end, just be like, oh, well, I didn't experience that, so maybe, like, why did I get to go through that in a better way than he did? There's always two sides to this type of shit, to where you can optimize exactly what is best for your body, you know, no matter the situation. So just be safe, keep your body as the number one priority at all fucking times, and just let me know how your lifts and lives have been going, because I really like hearing about it. And, you know, I just spreading the positivity is always fun. So I'm gonna sleep like a motherfucker tonight, but of course you'll see me tomorrow. You know, I'll be around. So I got snatches and benches tomorrow, and we'll rep max bench for 6 and see where that's at. And otherwise, just, you know, I appreciate whoever's sticking around. So I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.